Alright, hello boys and girls, moms and dads. Welcome to Heroes Modern School Academy. This is week number 9 of 5th grade science. Today we're going to be talking about sand. We're going to be talking about what sand is, pretty much like in a review fashion because we talked about it before in prior grade levels. So we just want to review this critical concept so that you can retain them a little bit better for you since you are going to be exiting elementary this year. Wow, how exciting. So what is sand? Sand is finely ground rocks or mineral particles. Did you know that rocks can become sand ultimately? Why? Because sand grains are eroded or weathered over time, over a long period of time, by water and wind. So sand grains are smaller than gravel and coarser than silt. As rocks erode and weather over a long period of time by water and by wind, their sediments are transported to various places to become sand. So we talked about rocks, different kinds of rocks from last week, right? So what happens is when rocks are pelted by rain and wind and water, over time, the particles of the rocks are going to start chip away. And when they start to chip away, wind's going to carry them and deposit them, mostly close to the ocean. And over time, from one collection to another collection, sand is formed that way. There are different types of sand, though. There is something called silica. Okay, can somebody say that for me? Silica. Okay, so that's silica, which is silicon dioxide, which is SiO2. Okay, SiO2. And then there is another one called calcium carbonate. All right, somebody say that for me, calcium carbonate, which is CaCO3, which is believed to have been created several millions of years ago from coral and shellfish. Well, we know it does not have been millions of years ago, but it might have been a couple of thousands of years ago. But calcium carbonate, CaCO3, all right? There is silica and there is calcium carbonate. What do we use sand for? We use sand in making concrete, which is used in constructing homes and roads and bridges. Desert sand is not suitable for making concrete, even though it is abundant. So you got to take a note of that. Sand is used in agriculture. It is used in making brick. It's used in making glass. It's used in making silicon, which is a major component in electronics. All right, so let's try to jot down a few points on the board so we do not forget what we talked about today. So what are the different types of sand? Different types of sand will be things like silica. Okay, silica. How many people can remember that? That's a funny, cute little name, silica, which is going to be what? SiO and subscript 2. All right, another one is going to be calcium carbonate, which is going to be CaCO and 3. So these are the two types of sand that we learned today. Silica is going to be made from silicon, one atom of silicon and 2 atoms of oxygen. Calcium carbonate is going to be made from calcium, carbon, and oxygen. There are 3 substances that make up calcium carbonate. There are 2 substances that make up silica. There is silicon, and then there is going to be oxygen, but at different proportions. All right, so please try to remember that. Turn to page number 24. You are going to be able to reflect on these points if you turn to that page over there. Well, I want to thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with Heroes Born, I will be your friend. So don't you